Here's a question I get all the time. What probiotics should I take? And my answer is always none of them. Because in my opinion, most probiotics really don't do anything. I mean, most of them are getting destroyed in the intestines before they even actually reach your gut. And the biggest problem is you're only getting a few strands of probiotics. You see just a handful of them on a label. But the problem is our gut is comprised of tons of different strands of bacteria. So how can we say just these few little strands are going to help? Now, I know some people have had some great success from probiotics. So if you did, then continue to do it. In my personal opinion, I haven't found anything that's really done anything or moved the needle for me. So I've got 6 ideas on what you could do instead of taking probiotics. And the first one is caprylic acid. What is that? Also known as C8. You can get this from brain octane oil made by Bulletproof, or you can get it from anybody that makes some kind of exogenous ketone with the caprylic acid in the form of the carbon 8 molecule. Now, why do you want this? Or what is this even better? This is essentially coconut oil on steroids. It's coconut oil is 18 times stronger than regular coconut oil. And we already know from studies that coconut oil has a profound antifungal, antibacterial effects on our immune system, especially in our gut. So you're getting that in the form of 18 times the strength in caprylic acid, which is what we want. Caprylic acid has been shown to be antifungal, antiviral. It's shown to help with yeast overgrowth or any kind of antifungal growth inside your gut. So I like to load up on that. As you know, I'll have Bulletproof coffee in the morning, and that's a good way that I'll up my ketones and get C8 in my system. Second thing on my list is butyrate. Butyrate is a short chain fatty acid which has shown to help heal the gut, and the gut seems to like butyrate. Butyrate is also a fancy word for #butter, which is what I put in my coffee every morning. So every morning I'm already putting the C8 that I mentioned and the butter in my coffee, because you can see where this is going and why I typically have pretty good health and pretty good immunity, and my gut overall is relatively healthy. So again, butyrate has been shown to help aid with Crohn's disease, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and leaky gut. So one of the biggest sources that I'll get butyrate from is, like I already mentioned, some kind of grass-fed butter. You can get it from ghee, you can get it from raw milk, and I've listed a couple other in the blog. Okay, number 3 is fermented foods and bone broth. Now, a lot of people, like I said, they like to just pop a pill and take some probiotics. A better way would be to just vary your fermented foods. Kimchi, sauerkraut, natto, I don't know, go on. But all of these strands of bacteria, or the probiotics, you're getting a good variety, and you can actually get a lot more. I remember hearing Dr. Mercola on a podcast talking about how he even builds his own supplement of probiotics, but he tells people himself it's really not worth it, because in like one strand of sauerkraut, you can get billions and billions or trillions of probiotics from one strand, versus in a pill he said he could only fit like a billion. So there you go. So vary up your fermented foods, your kimchis, your kefir. And secondly on that list I also mentioned was bone broth. I mentioned before, bone broth is great for leaky gut and building those and healing those junctions in your intestines. Why? It's got glutamine, it's got proline, it's got glycine, all of these things that help soothe and aid in gut health. So that'd be another thing I would add to the repertoire, would be bone broth. Number 4, this one is obvious, but cut out all sugar. And the biggest reason is because sugar continues to feed the yeast and the fungus in our guts. So if you can cut out the sugar, then you can starve any kind of fungal growth that's going on in your gut. Cut it out. That's all you got to do. Number 5 on the list, eat organic. Now, this is something I know it's extra, and a lot of us, we're on a tight budget and we don't always have the money to eat organic. But the reason I say this is if you think about it, there's a lot of companies out there that are just spraying Roundup and toxins on our food to preserve it, and then we're ingesting that. So just imagine what that's doing to your gut. Your immune system is working 10 times harder to remove those toxins, whereas if you had just bought a peach at a farmer's market, you could eliminate all that. So that's another added one. Eat organic. And last on my list, this is one I just found from reading Dave Asprey's new book, Headstrong, and that is on polyphenols. We already know that we can get a lot of polyphenols from dark kind of vegetables or fruit, blueberries, asparagus, spinach, dark chocolate is a great one. Coffee I've already mentioned. So the polyphenols they've actually shown to help in aiding your gut and assisting with overall good gut bacteria. So polyphenols is my last one. And again, these are a nice 6 things you can do to heal your gut where you don't need to just go out and buy and pop a pill of probiotics, which most likely won't have any effect on it. All right, tune in next week and I have more.